Henri made landfall in Rhode Island as a tropical storm just after noon today. But the tri-state area was not spared, and we are still not out of the woods from further problems. Our weather team has been tracking the storm all day. Lonnie, Quinn, and Vanessa Murdock here tonight with the very latest. Let's begin with Lonnie.
All right, guys, I want to talk about the 8 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center. So we now have a tropical depression. Winds are down to 35 miles per hour. It's 10 miles to the southwest of Hartford, Connecticut. But here's where it's going to push. It's going to be making its push off to the west, and then it does a big hook and goes out to sea. So the longer it takes to make that hook, the longer we deal with some effects out of Henri. And we have never picked up the bruising big winds. We never saw the horrific storm surge. It wasn't a part of this storm. It was all about the rain. The rain fell heavy out there, and heavy bouts of rain are still possible out there tonight. Flooding is the major threat. We have some flash flood warnings right now as we speak. Trees can still topple because the ground is so saturated. The winds do not have to be as heavy as it may typically take to push a tree over. Maybe a little bit of less wind could do it. And some bands will turn to the area for your day on Monday, so we just continue to stack up the rain out there. Heaviest rain right now. Look at just south of Scranton. That stripe of blue that you see there, zoom in a little tighter there. Blue shows you where hail is, so that's an updraft, all right? But very strong downdrafts are coming with a lot of heavy rain, stretching through Coolbaugh over toward Mount Olive, Sparta. There's just more of those bands that will push through the area. And where I showed you that line, all right, it extends anywhere from, I'll say, portions of New York City throughout Bergen, Passaic, into northern New Jersey, and like I said, up there like around Pike County. That's a flash flood warning, and that's in effect now to 11:45. So we still see those really tough rains out there, and a flood watch remains in effect for everybody else, and that's in effect until tomorrow in the late afternoon. So we'll be watching all of this. I want to talk about these storm reports. Let's get over to Vanessa Murdock because she can handle it one by one by one. Take it away, Vanessa.
Yeah, well, the storm reports behind me give you a sense of just how much flooding this storm has produced. These are the storm reports for the last 24 hours. Anywhere you see what looks like a ship floating on the sea, that is a flood report. So this is the 24-hour look. These represent tropical storm related reports, but we're zooming in now to the past 6 hours and giving you a closer look at northeastern New Jersey into the lower Hudson, because this is where the flooding has been concentrated as of late. So first we take you to West Milford in Passaic County. Here, the police were dispatched not that long ago because water was flowing through windows and doors entering a home. Certainly a very scary situation, one that I think probably transpired in West Milford, especially tonight, because there in Passaic County we saw torrential rain for hours upon hours. Another look for you now. This in Washington Township, Bergen County. A tree was down on the Garden State Parkway, closing that off at exit 168, so that blocking one lane. Some of these reports didn't affect a lot of people. Others affected a lot. We had here, as we look in Westchester County earlier tonight, portions of highways completely shut down. The Bronx River Parkway was shut down at one point. We had also, here we see in Yonkers, flash flooding resulted at Crestwood Lake Apartments being, I don't know if they had cars submerged, but nonetheless, you get the point. Flooding a major problem already throughout the past 24 hours, and more to come as we make our way through the night, all because of the excessive rainfall. So this is not an actual report of rainfall. What this gives you a sense of is where the heaviest rainfall. These are radar estimated rainfall totals. And so where you see the red, and then of course, yeah, the deep red. This is where we saw some of the most significant rainfall totals. Lower Manhattan into Brooklyn. Keeping in mind, this is a 24-hour total, and some of these big numbers did roll through late last night. So about 7 inches in Brooklyn, and we do see here Lower Manhattan getting a similar number. Now we're going to take you into New Jersey, this close to Cranberry. Here in the bullseye, this little tiny deep red, just over 6 inches, but official reports out of Cranberry closer to the 9-inch mark. And then this report from Long Beach Island, deep purple. Now, we haven't shown you this number yet. This is approaching the 10-inch mark. But again, this was one that really rolled through late last night, bringing the big numbers before the storm even arrived. This was what we call the tropical connection here, this heavy rainfall. So excessive rainfall. These are just a look at some of the numbers that we saw around the area tonight. Yeah, we expect more flash flooding, more rain to stack up, maybe another 1, 2, even 3 inches for some, especially north and west of the city. That's where the overnight downpours will be at their worst. We'll bottom out at 72 overnight. Again, as Lonnie mentioned, wind's not a major player. We could still get gusts up to 30, but we do anticipate the effects lingering into the start of your work week. So we'll have much more coming up in just a bit. Christina, Maurice, back to you.
Okay, Vanessa, thank you.